Halo, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Riwayuni. Today, I will do my second project of applied linguistics. So, there are two problems that I have to solve. The first is Mr. Thompson is a linguist studying the use of language in news reporting. He is particularly interested in how language can convey bias, shape public opinion, and influence the perception of news events. Mr. Thompson analyzes articles from various news outlets covering the same events to identify linguistic patterns that may indicate bias. He also considers the impact of these linguistic choices on the audience understanding and interpretation of the news. So the question, what linguistic features should Mr. Thompson focus on to identify bias in news reporting? Discuss at least three features and explain how they can contribute to bias reporting. So, for the first problem, the linguistic features that can be used for identifying bias is the first, lexical choices and connotation. Mr. Thompson can analyze the use of specific terms that may carry positive or negative connotations. For example, the choice between freedom fighter and terrorist can frame the subject in a way that aligns with a particular ideological stance. By examining the frequency and context of such terms, he can identify patterns of bias that reflect the underlying values of the news outlet. The second is transitivity and agency. Mr. Thompson can investigate the use of active versus passive voice in reporting. For instance, the police arrested the protester. This is active. And then the protesters were arrested by the police. This is passive. Can shift the focus away from the agents of action. By analyzing these structures, he can uncover bias in how responsibility is assigned or obscured, which can significantly affect public perception. And the third is framing and intertextuality. Mr. Thompson can analyze how different news outlets frame the same event by examining the headlines, lead paragraphs, and the sources cite. For example, if one article emphasizes the economic benefits of policy while another highlights its social costs, this framing can lead to different interpretations. Additionally, he can explore how quotes from various stakeholders are present, noting whether they are given equal weight or if certain voices are privileged over others. Okay, next is the second problem. Imagine you are a language planner working for the government of a country with a diverse linguistic landscape. The country has several indigenous languages spoken by different ethnic groups, as well as a dominant national language used for official purposes. Your task is to develop a language policy that promotes linguistic diversity while ensuring effective communication and national unity. And then the question, how can the government promote the use and preservation of indigenous languages through education? So, for the second problem, there are some ways. The first is sociolinguistic awareness. Understanding the sociolinguistic context of indigenous languages is crucial. The government can promote awareness of the social and cultural significance of these languages through educational programs. This can involve teaching students about the role of language in identity formation, community cohesion, and cultural heritage. By fostering an appreciation for linguistic diversity, students are more likely to value and engage with their indigenous languages. And then the second is language maintenance and revitalization programs. Applied linguistics emphasizes the importance of language maintenance and revitalization efforts. The government can support programs that focus on teaching indigenous languages in schools, particularly in areas with declining speaker populations. This can include developing curricula that incorporate traditional stories, songs, and oral histories, which are vital for cultural transmission. Such programs can help revitalize interest in indigenous languages among younger generations. The third is task-based language learning. Implementing task-based language learning or TBLL approach can enhance the effectiveness of indigenous language education. This method encourages students to engage in meaningful communication through real-life tasks, such as storytelling, community projects, or cultural events. By using the language in practical context, students can develop their linguistic skills while also fostering a sense of community and cultural pride. The fourth is bilingual education models. Research in applied linguistics support the effectiveness of bilingual education models in promoting language proficiency. The government can establish bilingual education programs that teach subjects in both the indigenous language and the national language. This approach not only helps students maintain their linguistic heritage, but also ensures they acquire the necessary skills in the dominant language for future opportunities. Bilingual education can enhance cognitive development and academic achievement, benefiting students in both languages. And then the fifth is community-based language initiative. Engaging indigenous communities in the educational process is essential for successful language preservation. The government can support community-based initiatives that involve local speakers in teaching and curriculum development. This participatory approach aligns with applied linguistic principles that emphasize the importance of context and community in language learning. By involving community members, the education system can create culturally relevant materials and foster a supportive environment for language use. And then the sixth is use of technology and digital resources. Leveraging technology can enhance the accessibility and appeal of indigenous language education. The government can promote the development of digital resources such as language learning application, online course, and multimedia content in indigenous languages. This research can engage younger audience and provide flexible learning opportunities. Applied linguistic research highlights the potential of technology to facilitate language learning and encourage exposure to target languages. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.